Good evening.
Good evening.
My goal is to get you out of here in plenty of time to get home, at least to see the debates and keep up with everybody and stuff like that. Now, Hot Springs Village, I know the debates will be over time you get back to Hot Springs Village, okay? So I understand. Okay, good. First off, let's stand. We're pledge allegiance to the flag. Kat, did you start? I moved to the front because of Christmas decoration. Sorry.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to just thank everybody for being here. If you haven't signed in, do that because that helps us know who's here. You can do it on your way out or whatever. If you're new tonight, thank you for coming. We're glad you're here. Don't be scared. I'm a teacher, so I believe in having everybody with plenty of information, just so that you don't have to ask questions if you miss something. So the packet there has a lot of information and details in it, but you don't have to worry about, we're not going to go line for line. It's a lot of it's for reference and stuff like that. But tonight, our focus is one very hot contested race that's going to be really good for Saline County, because we have a gentleman that one is personal, that's kind, and approachable. And that should be what every candidate we should look into. We should all have, our elected officials should be that way. But tonight our focus is Senate District 13. On the far map over here is the Senate District 13, that's the yellow one. Currently, the man that's in it obviously does not carry those traits, in my opinion, but it's Senator Alan Clark. And that, all of that yellow. Now, just going to give you some background on that. The last cycle, he had no opponent. Okay? The cycle before that his opponent was Marion Fletcher. No, it was a Fletcher. I think it was one of the Fletcher brothers. And so that was in, I think, 2008 race, maybe. And at that time, Senator Fletcher, they weren't doing much. No, that wasn't, it was 2010. That was the biggest sweep. And so in 2010, everybody thought that Democrats would still take control, everything like that. So he didn't campaign as much, and Allen won that seat. One thing we know of a lot, that Saline County is desperate need of Democratic representation. We do need different opinions. We need different views out there. And just so you know, at the very last page of your information is a list of every candidate in Saline County that's running or has a race in there. There's only one independent on there, but I took some executive privilege and I'll ask for forgiveness on that. He's pretty liberal and he's, helps us, and he's in the room, and he's been doing a lot of work for us, and that's Gary Fultz. And there's no Democrat running in that seat as well. So I put him on there just because, one, we need to support him as well. But we need your help. We actually have always looked at this race in Saline County as a doable, winnable race. We just have never found the right person, and the right person came along. And we really appreciate that. I'm talking you up here, Brandon, so you don't have to pay. But we need your help. We need you, even if you don't live in that district, I need your help if you have connections. Like Carol, people in Malvern. We need to get this gentleman elected. And so every connection you have, I have his contact information on there. His email's there as well. He has a guy working with. I need you to help us get him elected. Because from every reports that I'm seeing, this is a winnable district. They're calling it purple. So, and this is one of those districts. So I need your help in that. And he needs your help in that. So just because you don't live there, does not mean we don't need your help, but we do. But I got a hold of Brandon, wanted him to come, because I think y'all need to start the year out. We'll start with him, and next month, we're gonna have, I know it for sure, one of the Supreme Court candidates, Judge Welch was gonna be here. And I'm still in communication. Barbara Webb is looking at her schedule. I know it's nonpartisan, and I was very nice today. But we had all of our other judge candidates here. There's some other candidates in the room, and we'll make sure we introduce those. Also, Mr. Digby's here. He was with us. I think you were at our October meeting. Yes. And so he's back with you. He said he just cannot come meet. So if you haven't had a chance to meet him, please do that. I'll introduce also our JP candidates that are in the room as well. So without further ado, Brandon, come on ahead, introduce yourself, tell everybody what you're doing and why you decided to have fun with politics.
Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate the time to let me come and visit. I was going to bring the wife and some of the kids, but it's my wife's birthday today, and the kids just refused to come. So then we're not here. It's just me today. I decided to run. I guess early November. I've been thinking about it for a while and talking. I live in Hot Springs, so I've been talking to people in the Garland County part of the Democratic office, and we were looking at different races that could possibly be turned, and we came across District 13. And luckily enough, I lived in it, so we announced for that. But a little bit about myself is I consider myself from Arkansas. Don't hold it against me. I was born in California. I lived there all of about a month, so I came back to Arkansas where my mom's from and my family's from, and then we stayed in Fort Smith area all the way up until high school. I went to Oklahoma for 8 years and then came back to Arkansas. So my wife is from Crawford County, born and raised, so we have some great ties here in Arkansas. We moved to Hot Springs in 2011. We made that home ever since, so we love it there. I currently work for a consumer goods manufacturer, and I call on a lot of the businesses actually in District 13. There's a few outside of it. For the most part, it's all in my actual Senate district. Prior to that, I worked in banking. I was a vice president, Regions Bank and commercial lending, and then after I left that, I started my own business and ran that for about 5 years before my current job. He said he's going to get you out so you can watch the debates. He didn't know I had this long speech prepared. I'm probably going to go for several minutes.
They're already just doing their opening statements from like 7 to 7:30, so it's all good.
It's not that. I don't have anything formal. About me, my wife and I, we got married. We have 5 kids. I have a 20-year-old that's in Texas. He's serving the military in the Army Reserves. I have an 18-year-old that's a senior in Hot Springs. Has a little part-time job at Kroger. And then we have our second family. We have an 8-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 5-year-old. Birthdays are coming up, so they keep you straight. They all go to school there at Lakeside in Hot Springs. My wife and I serve at our local church where we lead the guest services teams. So we've been doing this for a couple of years now, love it. And then we're active in the community, volunteering at several other events. She's in JA, so we got some of that stuff coming up. I hear Saline County's got a pretty good JA event coming up too. So we're looking forward to that as well. But no, back to why I decided to run. Obviously I have a lot of kids and they're important to me. But the main reason I decided to run is because I care about people, and I feel like our kids deserve a quality education, and most importantly, food. And some of the topics that are important to me is obviously education and bringing quality education to all of Arkansas. I think we're fortunate, and District 13 is fortunate to have some really good schools, but not all the state does. And I want to lift that, because, you know, historically Arkansas, we're ranked towards the bottom in education, and I don't know why. I think we can do better than that. Hunger is really important to me. You know, agriculture is our #1 industry, but yet 1 in 4 kids are hungry. And we rank second, I think, in food insecurities in the nation, and I don't understand that either. But I think there's a lot that we can do to stop that. Healthcare continues to cost us all way too much. Prescription drugs are going through the roof, and I don't see anything changing there. I think this past legislation, we cut some of the people off Medicare because, you know, the Works Act, and I think we gotta get everybody back on. We gotta have some form of universal care to keep and protect our private insurance. Climate, no, it's not discussed a lot in Arkansas, but we are the natural state. We have a lot of natural resources. As I already said, agriculture was our #1 industry, along with tourism and timber. Those are all affected by climate. The Game and Fish Commission's already concluded that they're going to be affected by that. I think we need to start taking action now. Simple things, we don't even have electric vehicle, you know, state credits. Now they're taxing them. Solar, I mean, and these are all good jobs too, you know, with solar and wind, you know, the $200 for an electric vehicle. So these are all things that I think need to be addressed. And lastly is poverty. You know, Arkansas still ranks. I mean, we still have 26% of children living in poverty. And I think, you know, I meet people every day that they work 1, 2, 3 jobs, but they're not quality jobs with good benefits, where they could just have the one job, be at home more with the kids, put food back on the table. Those are all things I plan to work on when I'm elected. Can I say that yet?
Yes.
When I'm elected, and I need everybody's help. I know I can't win it, like he said, without your support. Obviously without your vote. So I appreciate the time, and I hope I'll be coming every month, more frequently, and I'll be around. So use the information if you have questions, or if you see an event you think I should be at, shoot me an email, shoot me a text. I don't know, was my number on there?
479.
Yep, that's a cell phone number. Shoot me a text, email me if there's something you think I need to be at. I'll be happy to. Know people in Malvern and Millrose. I have a fundraiser coming up. I have some flyers. I have a fundraiser coming up next Friday in Malvern in the Chamber. So if you know people, spread the word. It's just a meet and greet. We'll have a little bit of food. It's Friday night. It's opening of Oak Lawn. I don't know if you got any horse vendors around here. I did not miss that. I thought I had everything lined out and picked a day, but that was the wrong day. Anyways, I guess I can open it up for questions.
Brandon, on your Facebook page, I think it's the event, correct?
Yes.
So we'll share that also to our county page as well,
Look at it.
so that if you go on Facebook there, and we'll try to email
And
that out.
I didn't know how many to print, so just, there's not a ton. I think there's like 10 or so.
I do have a question. Do you know if District 13 has any part of the village in it?
No.
Okay, I think we're farther north than that. Okay.
It's,
You have Bill's say.
yeah, samples is there. It cuts off, it kind of cuts off kind of by the Garland County dump.
Okay.
I'm forgetting the name of that road. But pass those back there.
I was looking at it and it looked like.
Unfortunately,
it was
yeah.
all south of the,
Right.
south.
Yeah, I even lose most of downtown. Anything else? Oh, I didn't tell you. So the funniest thing is there are 4 boys and the last one is a girl. So we got our girl on the 5th one. She would have came first, we would have stopped there.
I was gonna tell you, I don't know if you're planning on going to the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Hot Springs. That's February 17th. I mean, it's a lot of people. They won't let you have a political thing in the parade, but they will let you walk and walk.
Yeah, I plan to be there. In fact, I've got, I think I have a health forum in Malvern Thursday, and then I got the honor to go to the cooking supper this past weekend, so that was my first. And it was pretty neat, actually, and I hope to go back. A lot of people turn out for that, and if you've never been, it's worth the drive, just because it's pretty neat. I'm not gonna lie, and I guess there was a pre-coon dinner or party at Congressman and Berry's that was pretty neat too. So, had some time there. Anything else? Great.
I don't have a question, but I do have a statement. As a public school teacher, I can say that his Republican opponent, Alan Clark, is not a friend of public schools.
That's correct.
And we need legislators that care enough about our kids that everyone gets a good education. So,
And he doesn't like libraries either.
no.
But I wasn't gonna go there yet, because I don't know who's gonna win that primary, but,
I'm the, a board member for this district for the Arkansas Education Association. And I'm the president of the local Benton Education Association. That's my vice president right there. And that lady right over there is the president of the Bryant Education Association. So we're very concerned about public education.
well, good. I was hoping to take your brain, 8th grade math teacher too, so we need to pray for her a lot.
Right.
Well, thanks for the time. I'm gonna hang out.
Appreciate
Thanks for
you.
the words.
I appreciate Brandon coming and introducing himself and everything like that. And each month, we'll try to have certain candidates that are closer and stuff like that. Just because we want to make sure that all of our candidates are here to speak. And just so y'all know, if you know an event or something like that, let Tammy or I know, and we will try to send that out to people. We can send that information out. That's a very easy thing to do. So just let us know. If we don't know, then we can't do anything. For state rep, we also do Gary Foltz. Gary, stand up, wave your name, That's Gary Foltz. He's running against Julie Mayberry, District 27. And so that's all of our state. Joyce was gonna try to come tonight just to pop in and say hi, but she was not able to come. Moving over to the Corn Court side, always like to see that list because the last 2 cycles, we've had a really good group of people. And when we went into these races a couple years ago, people said we couldn't do it. But it was amazing. They're making, these JP candidates are making some big headway in a lot of areas. And I think that's really amazing for Saline County. So when you look at first one, Rodney Goshen, he's running District 2. April Reisman, right here, she's running for District 4. I'm going to do a shout out for April. And a lot of times in politics, we don't really like to acknowledge our opponent. That's just called political, you don't do. But April is the type of person she's a teacher, she's a lover, she has a heart of gold. Her campaign opponent, Barbara Hausberg. Well, as soon as it burned down,
On Christmas Eve.
on Christmas Eve, well, April's heart doesn't want to see anybody suffer. So she in turn starts trying to solicit getting donations in support for her opponent so she doesn't go homeless or has the needs of that. And that's what we need more of in our elections, to do more for others. It's not about each other, it's about the people. And she is running for the people, and Barbara's part of that district, and that is the people she's running for. So I think that's really amazing, remarkable, and I want to publicly acknowledge you for that. That served heart of
My
gold.
husband asked me why I was helping her. I'm like, because I'm a Christian and because I'm a Democrat, and that's what we do. We don't look out for each other.
And that's what it is. That's what it's about. And so I think that right there just shows that we're still here for the people. And April's running for District 4. That's Lake Norrell, up in that area up there. Pat Edwards, District 7. She's running against Josh Curtis in there. Rodney Goshen's running against Everett Hatcher. Chanel Bogard of District 8. She's running against Ed Alvarez. Chanel's a really unique lady. She actually has been gun-ho. She's like, what do I need to do? When do I need to do it? Like, she's a go-getter, and she wasn't able to be here tonight, but, you know, we'll keep in touch with her there. Fanny Neely. Fanny is running for District 9, which is, District 9 is downtown Benton, and goes all the way over to Jackman. So, all across the interstate over there, so, she's running. And then we have our first, in I don't know how long we've had a Democrat running in this seat, in District 13, Melinda Williams, Melinda Lou. I call her Lou because I think it's what you told me person. Everybody else calls her Melinda, but whatever. She's running in District 13. Geographically, that is the largest JP district in Saline County. That is everything on the western half over here. That is Hot Springs Village. What we were able to, there was supposed to be an opponent, there was supposed to be a candidate in the last cycle, but there was some people told her, that lady, not to run. She'll never win. And I think that's really sad. If we're gonna always look at races as you can't win something, it's sad. Melinda researched this for the longest, and she is a very go-getter, and so I think it's really remarkable that we have a candidate running in this area. First time in, I don't know when, we've had a Democrat candidate running in that area, so that's pretty amazing, and so that's Melinda. These are all of your candidates on this list right here with us tonight. Mr. Digby's here, Bobby Digby, you see his signs, I see his signs all over the place. He is running for, I can't tell you what spot, because all those numbers.
Second division, Judge Arnold.
Judge Arnold's spot, and so he is running. His office is, won't be a couple blocks that way. As I said, he was here in October, and make sure you get to know him as well. We have a lot of great people wanting to serve Saline County, and I think it's remarkable that we always have new faces and people are always wanting to work. Is there any candidate anybody wanted to say anything? Okay. Moving on in with our agenda here, we want to start,